Assalamu alaikum. Anna, Lindal Davies, in Australia. When I first arrived in Qatar, it was the middle of summer here. So I'd flown 14 hours direct from Australia into the heat of Qatar from the winter of Australia. So the first thing I noticed was how hot it was. I think it was about 40 degrees when I got off that plane, and that was around 10 o'clock at night. My next big impression was the city skyline. I was amazed. It really was incredibly spectacular, and that was about 5 years ago when I first arrived here. The next morning I woke up. I'd come here to do some films. I'd been asked to do some films on wildlife. So the next morning I woke up to go to my meeting and pitch the programs. I thought, I'd been on the internet, I thought we could do something on bird life. I'd read there's birds here and different types of birds. And then there were obviously animals, the oryx, the desert hare, the desert fox, animals like that. And I thought there's a lot of wildlife here. You know, I can make programs here. So I went in with my ideas to the television channel and I pitched the programs, and they seemed very excited about it. So that was great. I had to go and find these animals. So I was on my own. I jumped in a taxi and he said he knew Qatar very well. So we headed off into the desert. And that was basically it for the whole day. Apart from, he did actually take me to the Jassasiyah rock carvings, which was really cool. So it was really nice to see that. But wildlife, you can imagine, middle of summer, there was nothing. I didn't even see a dove back then. So at that point, I went back to my hotel room, and to be completely honest, I went to sleep crying because I'd promised these programs and I thought, how am I going to make them? I can't see any animals. I started speaking to Qatari people who knew where the animals were, who knew where the beautiful locations were, and who gave me confidence that once it got a little bit cooler, I'd start seeing these animals. But that was literally my first impressions of Qatar. I think Souq Waqif is great. I think one of the nicest things about coming here is the different colours, with things like the scarves and the dresses you see when you're walking around. Qatar is a great place, I think, to experience Middle Eastern culture in a really friendly, welcoming environment. 35. My Arabic? 25? 28. So you can actually get a lot of traditional Qatari foods here. Like what I'm eating at the moment, it's rugag and zata. Really delicious. And of course I've got my carrot, my traditional tea, which is also delicious. I'd never really experienced Middle Eastern culture until I came here. So it's nice to get to the souk and actually eat what the Qatari people eat. It's really delicious. But it's not the sort of thing you want to eat if you're going for a job interview beforehand, because it gets all through your teeth. My passion was basically working with animals and nature. So I started my own company in Australia to start with. I was asked to come to Qatar because I specialise in making wildlife films. I've been doing that for about 15 years now. I'm also a presenter for the channel Animal Planet. I've been doing that for about 10 years. So wildlife is my specialty. I've been filming wildlife all around the world. So when I came here and they asked me to make or come up with ideas for wildlife films, obviously there were the Qatar films that I wanted to make, but also we thought it would be a great idea if we took 2 Qatari men to South Africa and put them through a survival course in the bush, just to see how they would actually make it. After we'd shown hospitality there in the country I was living in, when I came back here to make more films, both Asa and Fala, the other gentleman we were working with, they couldn't do enough to help us. We'd have a problem, we needed a tent. All of a sudden we didn't have a tent. Take our tent. Can I pay you? No, nothing. Anything we needed that we didn't have, they would provide. And I actually said to Asa, I needed a business partner. I wanted someone I could trust, who was honourable, and he's the first person who came to mind. We've done a lot of traditional shows, and that's really my passion, and that's also our specialty, because over the 5 years, we've got to understand the culture.
Assalamu alaikum. I'm an editor here at ASF Qatar. What I really love about working on these shows is a sense of Qatari culture, so it's very educational for myself to work on these shows.
My original company was an Australian company, which was Rock Wallaby Productions. So for starters, nobody knows what a rock wallaby is. Well, not many people, but it's a small little kangaroo. So when I came here and I decided to actually focus my business here, I thought it's time to get an Arabic name. So my business partner, of course, he came up with the idea of Shaheen, which is Eye of the Falcon. And I think that kind of sums up what we do, because the falcon is a very special animal. It's precision, it's about beauty, sophistication, and that's what we like to see in the programs we're doing. Oh, and in case you're wondering, this is not a stuffed toy. She doesn't do much, but this is my dog Daisy. And the first couple of years it was really hard because I missed her, but then when I decided I was going to make this my home, I actually thought it was time to bring her across. It was also the point where I knew this is where I was going to stay for a very long time. You know, I speak to my mum quite a bit, and she's seen the images of Qatar that I've sent back. And one of them that really stuck in her mind is the Qatari flag, and she often talks to me about it. In Australia, we don't really have that many flags on houses or anywhere anymore, whereas here in Qatar, everybody's proudly displaying that Qatari flag. She thinks it's great. And it's good for people to be proud of their country. Well, we were filming for a horse competition, an Arabian horse competition that we're making at the moment, and we went to one of the competitors' farms, and I heard that he had a Suluki and she was in the barn, and when I went in there, I saw that she'd had 6 puppies. So after filming for the day and playing with the puppies, he offered me 2 of them, and I just couldn't say no. They're such beautiful dogs. So I was actually living in an apartment with Daisy, and then I got these 2, and within about a week I just realised there's no way I could keep them in an apartment, so I had to move out and get this house so they could have the yard. It's lovely coming home and seeing them play. Your nails are getting so long. Hi guys. Oh, you missed me. Hey, hi Kenny. Hi Jada. Hey. It's really interesting, actually. When they play, you can see how they're hunting dogs, because a lot of their play action is very much what they do when they're bringing down an animal, and where they're grabbing them by the neck or by the leg. And I thought, I haven't actually seen anything or any really great, just pure Suluki footage. As soon as I got them, about a week later, we took them to the sand dunes at Sea Line, and we started filming them running across the sand dunes using our specialist cameras. And so then the next stage, which I'll be doing next week, is they're bigger, and they're coming down in a different area of Qatar. So they might be at the rocks at Secrete. And every time they grow a bit bigger, they'll be somewhere else in Qatar. So I think in about a year, we're going to have a really beautiful short film. I'm going to duck down. Oh, so how's that? If I'm down like this?
Yeah, that's great. And that's where we're going to lose the puppies. And I've got a nice dune in front of me, which is tracking nicely to the shot. So the main shot is them coming over the rocks down to the bottom to you, which I think it'll look quite nice.
Okay, puppies are getting into position. Is everybody ready? These Salukis have so much energy and so much personality. But what I'm doing is quite specialised in that I'm using our Cineflex camera, which you can get awesome, big, epic, super smooth shots. So you start with the little puppies in different locations around Qatar, just running, and you see that location. Then we cut to close-ups, and we're using the Phantom camera, which is a slow motion camera, to capture them bounding. So you see the little sand particles flying in the air, and their tails and their ears, which are great to get in slow motion, flapping. Hey, over here.
I've got the one, eh?
No, I got both of them.
Yay!
Great.
We've filmed a lot of animals in Qatar. We're really lucky in that we do get to get out there and see many things that your average person wouldn't see in Qatar. But the animals are out there. People don't understand, but because it's a desert environment, most of them come out at night.
I think one of the best times to be in Qatar is during National Day, because this whole Corniche area, it just comes alive. And I've actually shown my mum pictures of the Corniche during National Day, and all the cars parading along here with all of those Qatari flags, and she said to me, it's just amazing. She thinks it's incredible to see such patriotism for a country. The other thing that I find interesting working here is these buildings go up so quickly. I've never seen buildings go up so fast, and the skyline changes all the time. So when we're filming, we have to update our footage every 6 months of the actual city skyline, or people know that's old footage because there's a new building that's there that wasn't there before. You know, I often think this is a city of reflections. It's the reflections from the water, and then the reflections from the building with all that glass.
One of my favourites would have to be working with Rashid, because she's such a wonderful lady and she's got a great sense of humour. So when I go out there, we don't understand, obviously, a lot of what each of us is saying, but you don't always have to speak in words. A look, a gesture, and the hospitality she shows to us when we go out there. So that's always really special working and getting to work with her and spend time with her. شكرا.
العفو. مطر.
مطر rain. إن شاء الله.
إن شاء الله.
ألميني قهوة؟
إن شاء الله علمة قهوة. إن شاء الله.
It's a lovely sound. Yeah. We did a lot of filming with Rashid, but it's one thing to be behind the camera and it's another thing to actually come back and experience this lifestyle without having to work at the same time. So obviously having the coffee, grinding the beans, it's nice just to sit here and experience that. When I do come out here, I use it as time to actually learn some more Arabic words, because for me that's the easiest way of learning, doing something and then being told what that word is. So Rashid has told me that a little bit later we're going to go and milk the goats. I haven't milked a goat before. I've seen her do it plenty of times, so that'll be interesting. And I'll pick up a few more words while I'm at it.
علمة الحلقة.
Hi.
أوه معلش. What? معلش. أوه.
حليب إن؟
حليب عنزي، حليبي العنز، حليبي العنز، حليبيها.
I've never actually milked a goat before, so that was a first for me. I've seen it done plenty of times, but I think there's a little bit of an art to it. Actually, it takes a little bit of getting used to. It's hard work, but I think I did it okay.
Qatar to me is a very exciting country. It's a country that's growing incredibly quickly, and it's great to be a part of that. But it's also a country that's holding on to its traditional values. Family is so important here, and that's really special to me, because I think a lot of other places are losing those values.